Chosen one, do you feel it? Because if you've made it this far, it's no coincidence. There is a silent force working against you, trying to divert your attention, confuse you, slow you down, wear you out. They whisper lies, create distractions, set traps, all with a single goal: to make you forget who you are and what is coming your way. But let me tell you, a truth few dare to reveal. They know who you are. They know what you carry. They know what is about to manifest in your life. And that terrifies them. Your blessing is so powerful, so grand, that they're willing to move heaven and earth to distract you from your destiny. Because when the chosen one awakens, nothing and no one can stop them. When the chosen one connects with their purpose, reality bends before their faith. Have you noticed how lately everything seems to be trying to steal your peace? People from the past reappearing, old problems resurfacing, absurd situations trying to throw you off track. This isn't normal. It's a pattern, a strategy, a spiritual conspiracy to keep you distracted at the very moment when you should be most focused. Do you know why? Because you are close, closer than ever before. You are at the threshold of manifestation, at the exact point where the invisible touches the visible. And it is at this moment that the attacks increase, the noise intensifies, the enemies reveal themselves. Because before the harvest, there comes the storm. Before the miracle, there comes the trial. Before the rebirth, there comes the chaos. They want you to give up, to think it's not worth it, to feel alone, forgotten, betrayed. But the truth is different. You are being tested, refined, prepared. And every tear you've shed, every battle you've faced, every injustice you've endured, has been accounted for. Nothing has gone unnoticed by the eyes of the Almighty. Heaven has not abandoned you. Heaven is silent because it is writing the final act of your victory. And that's exactly why the enemy is restless, because he knows he has lost. He knows that your blessing has already been released in the spiritual realm. Now he tries to make you stumble before you reach it. He wants you distracted, but God wants you ready. How many times have you wondered why things seem so hard for you, while others walk easier paths? Because you carry something few carry. Because your existence is a disturbance. Because your light exposes the shadows. Because you were separated, chosen, marked. Don't expect to be understood. Don't expect support. Your journey is individual. Your connection is divine. They mock, judge, doubt you. But what is reserved for you will silence them all. Not because you will fight back, but because the glory about to manifest in your life will be so powerful that there will be no arguments. Your blessing will be your defense. You're like Joseph in Egypt, sold, rejected, slandered, but exalted at the right time. You are like David in the field, forgotten by men, but remembered by God. You are like Esther in the palace, raised at the exact moment to fulfill a greater purpose. Those who try to distract you aren't just trying to delay your steps. They are trying to erase your vision, because they know that if you see clearly what God is showing you, nothing will stop you. They want your mind confused, your energy drained, your faith shaken. But you will not be defeated. You were forged in fire. You survived inner wars that no one will ever know. You faced silently storms that would have destroyed anyone else. And yet, here you are, standing, alive, firm. That alone is proof enough that there is something greater upon you, something that terrifies the spiritual realm. The conspiracy is real. The distractions are real, but the blessing that is coming is even more real. Do not accept crumbs. Do not lose yourself in small battles. You were made for much more than that. You were born with the sacred code in your soul, a mission engraved in your bones, a calling that no one can erase. And when you stop fighting with logic and start aligning with the invisible, doors will open by themselves. Answers will come with clarity, and what seemed impossible will become inevitable. They will try to call you crazy. They will say you're exaggerating, that you're seeing things where there is nothing. But the chosen see before the world sees, feel before others perceive, because they walk not by sight, but by revelation. This is your time. This is your calling. They conspire, but God writes. They attack, but heaven protects. And when the divine clock strikes, nothing can stop what is yours. You need to understand one urgent thing. It's not just about you. It's about what you carry. It's about the impact your presence causes wherever you go. About what happens when you enter silently, yet everything changes. About how people you never hurt end up hating you without reason. Why do you think that is? Because your energy disturbs those who live in lies. Because what you carry in your spirit exposes what others hide in their hearts. Because just by existing, you already spark spiritual confrontation. They don't attack you for who you are in the natural. They attack you for what you represent in the invisible. You are a living reminder that the truth still exists, that God still raises people up, that the light still shines even in the darkest darkness. And do you know what bothers them the most? That you were not destroyed. They threw words at you. They set traps. They used manipulation. They tried to isolate you. But here you are, breathing, waking up every day with a fire burning inside you. And that drives them crazy, because they can't understand how you keep going, how you smile, how you lift your head. They forget you don't walk by your own strength, but by your source. You are not sustained by logic. You are sustained by faith. And that's why no attempt to control you works. You are uncontrollable. You are unpredictable. Because you're being guided by a frequency they can't hear, by a voice they don't recognize. You take orders directly from above. That's why every distraction they throw at you actually carries a hidden purpose. Every betrayal, every slander, every unexpected loss, all of it was shaping you, strengthening you, turning you into someone who can no longer be easily manipulated. You are a spirit that learned to walk through darkness without losing direction. You've become an expert at spotting falsehood with just a glance. You have become dangerous to the system because now you see, and those who see can no longer be deceived. The conspiracy against your mind was designed to shatter you from within, but instead it made you whole. It woke you up. And now, you are an awakened chosen one. And an awakened chosen one changes everything around them. Look, there are people who crossed your path just to drain your energy. Spiritual vampires, destiny thieves, focus robbers. They didn't want your friendship. They wanted your peace. They didn't want to help you. They wanted to access your grace. But what they didn't expect is that you would see the truth. And when you see it, you disconnect. You walk away, you cleanse. And by doing that, you start opening space for what is pure, for what is divine, for what is yours. God is saying, do not fear loneliness, because I am cleansing your atmosphere. He is removing people, situations, environments. To prepare the stage for your revelation, You don't need crowds, you need direction, and He is giving it to you now. Do not doubt the cleansing. Removal is part of preparation. If something was taken from you, it was because it was blocking your ascension. And if it hurts, it's because you were still attached to what was diminishing you. Chosen one, the time for distractions is over. Now is the time for focus, for alignment, for sharp spiritual vision. You are not the same anymore. And that's why some places no longer welcome you. Some conversations no longer nourish you. Some company no longer makes sense because your frequency changed. And those who vibrate at the new level no longer fit in the old. If you still wonder why it seems like everything around you is falling apart, listen, it's not destruction, it's replacement. It's God changing the ground you stand on so your feet no longer slip. Does it hurt? Yes. Is it confusing? Very much so. But it's necessary, because the blessing that is coming requires structure, and structure requires cleansing. You are becoming unshakable, inaccessible to evil, and that is only possible when your mind is protected. So protect your mind, protect your focus, protect your peace. They will still try. They will still show up with fake smiles. They will still bring empty promises. But now you know. Now you see. Now you are no longer manipulable. An awakened chosen one never falls asleep again, and an awakened chosen one draws heaven to act. So expect signs, expect confirmations. The spiritual world is in motion. The heavens are opening. The earth is responding. This is the time for strategic silence, for observation, for discernment. Don't speak too much. Don't explain too much. Your victory will shout what today no one understands. The conspiracy against you will be useless, because God is writing your new story in letters of fire, and nothing and no one can erase what has been sealed from above. The time has come for you to accept what you have always tried to hide, even from yourself. You were never ordinary. You were never made to fit in. Since you were little, you felt something was different. People treated you like they didn't understand you, and in truth, they really didn't. They felt it. They perceived it. They intuited what you still didn't know about yourself. You have always been the reflection of a promise, and that caused discomfort. Not because you were arrogant, but because your soul already carried codes that others couldn't decipher. From a very young age, you had to deal with rejection, loneliness, doors closing without explanation. But all of that was part of your forging. It was heaven shaping a spiritual warrior. You are not a victim. You are a weapon. And a weapon is not made on soft ground. It is sharpened by heat, by friction, by testing. And that is exactly what you lived through. Behind every conspiracy against you, there was a secret purpose, to awaken you to your true identity. Because while you thought you were just another one, the enemy already saw a leader in you, an awakener of consciences. And his plan was always to keep you from realizing this. But now that you have seen, now that you have felt the strength you carry, you have become unstoppable. They can no longer distract you like before. Those old emotional games don't affect you anymore. Those manipulative words now sound empty. Those sentimental traps don't work on you anymore. Because now you have spiritual eyes. Now you read between the lines. Now you hear what's not said. And that has made you free. And being free, chosen one, is the greatest act of war against the system. Because the system feeds on your distraction, on your confusion, on your fear. When you are awake, nothing works the same anymore. They lose control, and they desperately try to regain it. So, prepare yourself. The higher you rise, the more they will try to pull you down. But now you know it's not personal, it's spiritual. They are not fighting against you. They are fighting against what is being activated inside you. Because what is being born in your spirit carries codes of transformation. And the world fears those who have the power to transform. Because those who transform awaken. And those who awaken liberate. And those who liberate threaten everything built on lies. You are a threat. You are chaos to those who live in illusion. You are light in the midst of emotional, mental, and spiritual darkness. And even if there are still days when you feel weak, remember, even stars look small when seen from afar. But in the universe, they are giants. And you are one of those stars. You were strategically positioned. You shine where no one else wants to shine. You reach where no one else can reach. And that is why the attack is so targeted. That is why the conspiracy against you is so meticulous. Because you disturb without speaking, challenge without acting, conquer without shouting. Everything about you is different. The way you perceive the world, the way you feel people, the silence you carry between words, the intensity many cannot bear. You were not made for crowds. You were made for missions. And missions require isolation, preparation, and discernment. Maybe you wonder, but why does it always seem like I'm losing something? The answer is, because you are being trained for something that has not yet arrived. While others are playing at living, you are being trained to lead. While many seek applause, you seek purpose. While the world settles for distractions, you cry out for revelations. And God has heard your cry. Even when you thought He was silent, He was watching you stay faithful even when tired, watching you love even when rejected, watching you rise even when fallen. And now, chosen one, He says, the time has come. The time of revelation has come. The time to take the place that belongs to you has come. The time to understand why everything had to happen exactly this way has come. No tear was in vain. No pain was wasted. No moment of silence was forgotten. You are being positioned. And when everything makes sense, you will smile. Because you will see that all the pieces were being aligned, one by one, for your perfect scenario. The conspiracy was just the backdrop. The protagonist has always been you. Have you noticed that something strange has been happening these past few days? The people around you seem more irritated, more impatient, more superficial. It's as if they've been programmed to attack, provoke, and push you back into the darkness you've already escaped from. But why is this happening now, just as you're rising again? Because the invisible forces controlling this system know you're about to break free from everything. If they can't allow that to happen, you're stepping out of the pattern. You're breaking the cycle. You're freeing yourself from the narrative that has held you captive for so long. And that makes you dangerous. Dangerous to the manipulators. Dangerous to the saboteurs. Dangerous to those who profit from your pain, your confusion, and your self-sabotage. They try to distract you, not because you're lost, but because you're beginning to see with the right eyes. You notice patterns you used to ignore. You can sense when someone is pretending. You detect lies in their tone, envy in their gaze, and falseness in their silence. This is a spiritual gift, an activated perception, an antenna directly connected to the source. You're no longer blind like before, and that's exactly why they're hitting harder. The conspiracy intensifies when the blessing is near, and you feel it, don't you? A pressure in the air, a strange weight, a mood that shifts out of nowhere. These are the invisible signs that the spiritual world moves when a chosen one awakens. The enemy doesn't need to bring down those who are already fallen. He fears those who stand. He fears those who prayed through tears and kept believing. He fears those who faced hell, yet still carry light in their eyes. That person is you. You who survived losses, betrayals, abandonments, and scars no one sees. You who carry a call in your chest so strong that sometimes it even disturbs you. You who try to live in peace but realize the war always finds you. But do you know why? Because you're a point outside the curve, a rare soul in a sold-out world. And those who don't sell out become threats. You didn't sell out. You didn't bow down. You didn't trade your essence for applause. And that's why they want to silence you. But they won't succeed, because your voice doesn't come from the flesh, it comes from the spirit. And what is spiritual cannot be erased by human hands. They can try to shut you up, but your presence will keep speaking. They can try to hide you, but heaven has already revealed you. They can try to defame you, but God has already justified you. They forget that it wasn't the system that lifted you up, it was the kingdom. And the kingdom doesn't work with logic. The kingdom exalts the unlikely. The kingdom honors the broken. The kingdom restores the forgotten. You don't need to understand everything now, but you need to trust that heaven is moving in your favor. The conspiracy exists, yes, but it's not against your past. It's against your future. They know that if you keep going just a little longer, if you don't give up now, something glorious will happen. Something that will impact other lives. Something that will awaken sleeping souls. Something that will break the cycle of pain passed down through generations. You are the end of the curse. You are the restart of the blessing. You are the missing link the enemy tried to erase from your lineage's history. But God restored you, called you by name, and brought you back to the original plan. And if you've made it this far, hearing this now, it's no accident. It's because you were chosen to hear this at this exact moment. Because now it's the final stretch. Now is the part of the story where the hero, tired, wounded, and doubting, rises one last time and turns the game around. Now is the turnaround. Now is the impact. Now is the day of liberation. And no one will stop it. You don't need any more confirmation. You already know what you must do. And you know the time is now. You made it this far, and it's no coincidence. You're here because you were chosen. Not to be just another face in the crowd, but to be the change, the light, the signal in the middle of the darkness. The journey was tough. Invisible enemies tried to knock you down. Doubt tried to blind you. Betrayal tried to pull you away from your path. But you resisted. You are standing strong, and now, more than ever, it's time for you to take control of your story. To break the chains that still hold you back, to open the doors only you can open. Because your blessing is near, closer than anyone can imagine. And those who tried to sabotage you, who conspired to lead you astray, will watch from afar as you rise. They won't understand, but they don't need to. You are a chosen one of God, a being destined for great deeds, for a purpose greater than human logic, envy, or the world's sabotage. With every step you take, You are writing the story of your victory. And when that day comes, it will be like an epic movie. That moment that will be remembered forever. The moment light conquered darkness. But for that moment to happen, you need to act now. Leave the number 11 in the comments if you are ready to receive this message directly in your heart. This is a sign, a silent commitment between you and the universe. Don't forget to leave your like, because by liking, you're declaring your will to grow, evolve, and win. Share this video with those you know need to hear this message. Light multiplies when shared. And of course, follow the channel to keep receiving powerful content that will prepare you for this great turnaround. Remember, the time is now. Your moment has arrived. You're a chosen one, and the world will still hear about your strength. Let's go together, because your victory is inevitable.